Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great small Class B plus, Class C, whatever you want to call it, motorhome value from Parkway RV Center. And I'm really digging this one right here, guys. Today we're going to review a 2018 Thor Gemini. This is a small 23.5 foot. Some people call it a B plus, some people call it a C. You can argue for it either way. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We'll call it a 2018 Thor Gemini. It's a 23 TB, and excuse me guys, TR, and it has a slide. It's a rear slide, little small motorhome, built on the Ford Transit 3500 HD chassis. Get this, guys. Powerstroke diesel. First one of these I've had with a Powerstroke, and actually I'm going to drive it later in the video because I've never driven one of these with a Powerstroke. I've driven them on film with the gas model before, but not the Powerstroke. And it's got a little 3.2 liter inline 5-cylinder Powerstroke diesel by Ford, which I'm a big fan of inline diesel motors over the B series motors. I think they're more dependable and longer lasting. In my many years of experience around diesels, diesel trucks and diesel RVs, I like a inline diesel better than a V diesel. Got a 3.6 Onan LP generator running right now, powering everything inside. This unit has a 5,000 pound tow capacity. What it's rated on the hitch. Now, would I tow 5,000 pounds behind this? I think I'd probably cap it off at 3,500 if it was me. Just because the hitch is rated for a certain weight doesn't mean the GVWR rating, and then you subtract what the motorhome weighs from that will allow for it. So you be your own judge on that. I would probably cap it at 3,500, but that's just me. I mean, it's still enough to tow a small car or something like that. And the good thing about a small motorhome like this is a little shorter than my personal coach. Mine's 25. And you don't need, I don't tow a car behind it. I don't need to. Very quiet motor, guys. I hear people, oh, diesel's too loud, they smell funny. You haven't driven a diesel made in the last 10 years if you think that. I'm going to cut this camera off for a second and change the mic output to the front so you can hear the motor noise. Hang on one second. All right, everybody, audio may sound a little different, but this is with my mic to the front. Here, listen to the motor. Not bad at all. Hang on, let me switch mic outputs. All right, guys. Probably one of the quietest diesels you're going to find anywhere. Got a power patio awning, of course, HD Max. This thing's loaded, guys. I mean, they call this an RUV, a recreational utility vehicle, because it's not really a Class B plus or a Class C. It's kind of in between, and it's just a neat little motorhome for those of you who are wanting an alternative to these expensive Sprinter Class B motorhomes that are 100 grand brand or for used ones. Got an outside TV, outside speakers, tankless water heater. You literally got unlimited hot water. You've got almost new hand coupe tires on here. It's only got 42,000 miles, which is absolutely nothing for a diesel. And yeah, we're going to drive it here in a little bit. I like that rear slide out. Gives you a little extra room in the bedroom, but it doesn't. You can get into a narrow spot. You know, here's the thing with a small motorhome. You can get into a narrow spot because your slide out's in the rear, so it can open up more opportunity to stay in campgrounds. Of course, it's got 30 amp electrical service. Beautiful paint on it. Looks great, not faded. Of course, fuel mileage. Let's talk about mileage for a second, guys. First, the motor, 185 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque, which 350 pound-feet of torque in a vehicle this size is going to be pretty powerful. More torque than the Mercedes Sprinter has. and only 3 less horsepower, but 25 pounds more torque. And honestly, I'll give up 3 horsepower for 25 pound-feet of torque any day of the week. I'll make that trade all day long. Leather seats. Dash air is very, very comfortable. It's definitely got the Euro style dash design, so you got all the information you need. Tilt, cruise, automatic transmission, of course. The dash air will keep majority of this motorhome very comfortable, so you have very little need to run the generator in the air conditioner while traveling. So that's why it's only got 30 hours on the generator. The only time you need the generator is if you're boondock camping somewhere, and you can always put you a little bit of solar to keep your batteries hot. Of course, you can't, there's not enough room on the roof to put enough solar panels to run an air conditioner, but you can definitely keep your batteries charged, charge your cell phones up, stuff like that. Let's look inside. I'm telling you, these little Geminis, the more I look at them, I think these are the future of RVs right here. You know, they can still sleep 4 people. It's very comfortable. It's easy to drive. You don't have to have a huge, wide parking space to park these things. The fuel mileage is incredible, and it's such a versatile vehicle too. You know, versus like a 40-foot diesel motorhome or something like that. See, something like this, you can take for a weekend trip, a day trip. Your car's in the shop. You need something to drive for a few days. Drive the RV. You don't have to have a big, you can't do stuff like that with a big motorhome. You got kids going to ball games and stuff like that. You can definitely take something like this and have a place to chill out and cool between games and tournaments and stuff like that, and stay out of the weather. Got a flip down sofa that makes a bed. I like this skylight up here. And get this, guys, you got a switch right here. And you don't like the skylight, don't like the weather, or what you see outside of it, power shade, just pull it down. 43,000 miles. Like I said, ice cold dash air. Generator's running. I got the roof air blowing icicles at me. It's a 13,500 BTU ducted roof air. That's just a factory brochure. Got a little table that sets up right here in front of the sofa if you want to. Most people don't use that table because it makes it hard to walk through. They throw a couple of TV trays behind the couch. I mean, that's what I did with mine, guys. Got electrical induction cooktop, so for those of you who don't want to cook with gas, there you go. Microwave, convection oven. TV up top, Jensen audio system with remote control. I love the accent lights. I love these shiny hardwood cabinets. I mean, these remind you of what's in the Airstream campers, and they're finished cabinets, as you can see. Which I've got the water pump on. And look at the water pressure you get just from the water pump and the tank. If I can do this, that's pretty good pressure for a water pump. And the water, I just turned the water heater on, but it's already starting to get warm. So that's the joy of that tankless water heater. It doesn't take long at all. Refrigerator, now I just turned it on a little while ago, and it's a 5.5 cubic foot three-way. So this will run off of electricity. If you're running on generator or shore power, it'll run off DC battery power, or it will run off propane. Now, if you're boondock camping, you want to run it on propane because it'll kill your battery. And which I'm sure it works. We're going to guarantee it to work. And I feel it's starting to get cool in the freezer, but it hasn't been on long enough to get anywhere close to operating temperature. But for a 23.5 foot motorhome, that's a big fridge. And let's walk toward the back, and I'll show you the bathroom here in a minute too. You've got a queen island bed. This is a big bed for a small motorhome because it's in this rear slide out. And again, guys, got the nice accent lighting, the beautiful cabinetry. Got about a 32-inch TV just in the bedroom. Plenty of duct work for the air, and you've also got a cool jet right here in the bedroom. If you've been outside working, you want to come in here and cool off in the heat, You want to come in here and cool off quick, open that cool jet up for a few minutes. As cool as it is in here now, that'll definitely make a big difference, at least in this area right here. I like the fact you got built-in USB chargers for right there. Don't really have a nightstand, but you've got these little cabinets which can work for a nightstand. Of course, guys, tankless water heater. And I like the fact that you can digitally set the temperature. So if if you've got kids, you don't want to run it 120, you can run your hot water to say 90 degrees. So you don't have to worry about kids accidentally burning themselves. Where traditional water heaters, they pretty much scald you, Of course, that's your heating system right there, air system. It's got a little propane furnace as well for heat. It doesn't take much to heat this little area or cool it. I mean, when this slide out's folded in, you're only 2.5 feet longer than your average F-150 pickup truck. Now here's the bathroom, and it's got double doors. So you can open that up all the way. It's got a little magnetic catch. And then you open this side up. Well, this way. So you've got a big bathroom for a 23.5-foot motorhome. And you've also got the entire rest of the bedroom to get ready in. Now, if you decide that, hey, you've got some other people staying with you and you don't want to see them every time they go to the bathroom, you do have a little curtain right here, so you can completely isolate the bathroom if you want to, so you don't have to see them do their business in here or take a shower or whatever. Or you can leave it open if you're just by yourself or just you with your significant other. So, decent sized bathroom. I like the fact that there's only carpet, just a little bit of carpet up front, and that's it. Easy to clean. And the bathroom folds up out of your way. I mean, they did some fantastic engineering designing this particular motorhome, guys. And I like, any motorhome that you can mostly cool it with just the dash air and the dash heat to keep it comfortable, because your passengers are going to be sitting on this sofa anyway. That bed, when the slide out's in, is not usable, unfortunately. But since your passengers are going to be sitting on the sofa, it's cool. I mean, you don't have to have the generator and the roof air on or the furnace on if it's winter time to keep everybody comfortable. So there's a lot of advantages. I recently went, like I said, from a 38-foot motorhome to a 25. And yeah, you give up room, you give up comfort, but you gain a lot more accessibility, especially right now, the campground's so full. My little motorhome, I can go to day areas, I can get into smaller campsites, I can get into state parks, places I couldn't get my 38-footer. And if I need an extra vehicle to drive for the day, like I was saying earlier, if your car's in the shop, or if I got events to go through to, like sports, anything like that, I've got my vehicle, my travel vehicle right there, even if I don't spend the night in it. And you can do the exact same thing with this one. Let's talk about fuel mileage for a minute. I forgot to mention that earlier. I've been reading online, and most people are claiming with this Powerstroke diesel and this particular Gemini, they're getting anywhere from 15 to 18 miles per gallon. Depends on, of course, where you're driving and how fast you're driving. Most people are saying they can, at 65 miles an hour on flat land, they're getting 18 miles a gallon. One guy said at about 72, 73-ish, he was getting 16, right about 16. And of course, it'll go faster than that, but I do not recommend ever going faster than the posted speed limit in an RV. As a matter of fact, I recommend staying 5 to 10 miles an hour under that speed limit. It's safer for you, it's safer for other drivers, better on your RV, and better fuel mileage. Just all around, that's the best way to do it, guys. But of course, I know there's these idiots out here running 90 miles an hour in motorhomes, giving the rest of us bad names or bad reputation. But I don't drive like that, and I don't recommend you do either. So in fact, when I drive it here in a little bit, you'll see I'm gonna get on it a little bit when I drive it, but to show you the power. But I'm not gonna run. I barely run over 72, 73 miles an hour, and that's only if, and most of the times it's under 70. So anyway, Beautiful RV. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'll go over the price for a minute and everything that it covers. It's ready to go, guys. You know, we make sure the generator, the refrigerator, roof air, and the slide outs work. Those all work. I've checked them. Refrigerator's getting cold. Dash air, roof air works. Slide out works. Runs and drives great. We drove 500 miles here. It's ready to go, guys. There's no sense getting into that. Come get it, pay for it. It's ready to go. Everything we guarantee to work, works. And of course, you can come do your own inspection on it. If you want to check everything else out, that's up to you. But it's ready to go. You can come up here and pay for it, take it home the same day you pay for it. You don't have to let it sit in the shop for 60 days or 90 days, you know, like we used to do when we did a full checkout. We're just doing a basic limited check. We guarantee the generator to work, the roof air, refrigerator, freezer, and slide out to work. Everything else you can handle, but I'm fairly certain everything else works fine on this thing. So anyway, this is a no-brainer, guys. Anyway, this unit was going to be in the 80s because these things are not cheap right now. They're not easy to find. But because we're just doing this limited check that I've already performed, so you don't have to worry about it. It's ready. My guys, my salespeople don't have to worry about it because it's ready. It's $79.9, haggle-free firm. And guys, you can't buy these new right now. They're on back order for, and right now Thor is probably saying close to a year before you would get one if you ordered it today. And during that year's time, MSRP is just going to keep rising and rising and rising, which means when your unit is built, you pay whatever the current price is then, not when you order it. Unfortunately, Thor and all the other manufacturers no longer offer price protection. When you order a brand new one, you pay what that unit is when it's built, not what it is when it's ordered, because it's taking months and months and months to get one of these built because of the parts and labor shortage. So used ones right now, that's one reason why used inventory is so low. I like this one, guys. I really do. So what I'm going to do, it's $79.9. We do have financing available with approved credit. We offer nationwide delivery. Contact us for a quote. If you're interested in financing, give us a call at 706-965-7929 for the up-to-date information on that. Also, guys, we charge no extra fees. We're not like Rip Off World and all these other places that charge thousands of dollars on top of the advertised price, and dock fees and prep fees and freight fees, happy camper fees and franchise fees. Whatever name they come up with, guys, it's all 100% dealer profit. I mean, we have no upsells. We don't try to talk you into buying $10,000 or $15,000 worth of gap insurance, extended warranties, and all that other stuff, guys. $79.9. Here it is, plus applicable sales tax. Easy, simple, done. No surprises, no games or gimmicks. Now, if you are a Georgia resident, I do have to disclose that we charge a $100 highway impact fee for the state of Georgia because they make us do it, and we send it right to them. There's no profit in that for us, and they require us to charge Georgia residents a $40 to $50 tag and title fee. That's it. Which I know $140, $150 extra is on an $80,000 motorhome is a drop in the bucket. But I like to let you know up front how way everything is and what it's going to cost you. And if you got questions about what your total price will be, give us a call, 706-965-7929. But guys, you can rest assured. You know, here's the thing, guys. You go to Rip Off World. Let's just say you buy the same unit for the same price at Rip Off World. Here's the thing, guys. Here you just pay sales tax if applicable, and that's it. Up there, they're going to charge you plus this, and this, and you're either writing a check or financing $100+ grand for something advertised for $79.9. Here, $79.9 plus whatever your sales tax would be. That's it. No surprises, no games, no gimmicks, and you always want to get the out-the-door price, guys, is what you're actually paying for, not the advertised price. Remember that. Dealer may advertise a certain price, but that is far from the out-the-door price. And it's pretty bad right now because inventory is so hard to get. These big RV dealerships, these franchise and corporate-owned RV dealerships, are maximizing profit on every single unit because they can't get anything to replace it. That's why MSRP prices have gone up 20% in the past year on brand new ones. Yeah, that's from the manufacturers. Not to mention dealer profits have had to go up too. So it's crazy. Y'all won't believe what I was watching this morning at a big online dealer auction in Florida. I mean, if I wouldn't get in trouble for it, I'd love to do a live stream during one of those auctions and show you what dealers are paying for used RVs. You would be shocked. You would think I'm out of my mind for selling this for $79,900 because it's going to cost me $5,000 or $6,000 more to replace it than what I'm selling it for. I'm watching used interstates, you know, Sprinters, or not Airstream interstates, used ones, 5, 6 years old, bringing 6 figures at dealer auctions. Why would somebody, then they got to pay thousands of dollars in buy fees, they got to transport it back to their dealership, they got to pay reconditioning costs, they got to pay advertising costs or sales help and overhead and plus profit. You know, they got to make $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 on top of that price to cover everything. So what gets me is people are going out and spending 100, 110, 120 grand on a 2018 model Airstream camper van that's half the size in space. Or you can buy this for tens of thousands of dollars less with more room, better fuel mileage, or pretty close to the same fuel mileage. I'm not gonna say better, and a whole lot more comfortable. So I don't get it, guys. I really don't. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, smash me a thumbs up, feel free to comment, share on social media. More interaction you give my videos and my channel, the more YouTube shares it with other interested parties, and the more it helps support it. I've actually got a couple of other of these little small motor homes that came in while I was on vacation. So stay tuned for those. But anyway, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the video for a minute. I'm going to bring the room in. I may even shoot this thing, show you what it looks like with the room in, and get Shane loaded up or whoever's available in my sales department to go for a little test drive. And you can see, because I've never driven one of these with the Powerstroke before. So I'll give you my honest thoughts about it, how I feel about it, because I've driven some of these with the Ford gas motor, and I've driven a bunch of the Mercedes with the Sprinters, and I'll use that for kind of a comparison. But hang tight, I will be right back. All right, guys, real quick, very easy to do. Park and brake on, motor off. You push the button, which is by the generator start stop switch by the door, and you can see you have to pick the bed up, but it's easy to do. It's on little air hydraulic shocks. You do it with one hand, it just folds straight up, and then you bring it in. That's it, guys. It literally doesn't take 10 seconds to bring this room in, or 20 seconds total. It's no big deal at all. Now, of course, you said you can still get under, there's some drawers underneath your bed you couldn't get to with the bed down, so that's kind of neat. But anyway, let me get Shane loaded up. Let's take her down the road. Oh, slide switch too, by the way. Is right here by the door at the control panel underneath the generator hour meter, which, by the way, 30.1 hours. Love it. And I do like the parking brake. Kind of reminds me of the 80s and 90s cars where you had that pull-up brake right there. So anyway, guys, hang tight. Be right back with a test drive. All right, everybody, now we're going to test drive this 2018 Thor Gemini. And like I said, I've never driven one of these with a Powerstroke before, so it's be interesting. Got one of our salespeople, Shane, helping me out. And if you have any questions about this thing, feel free to give Shane a call or text on a cell phone. And what's your number, Shane?
It's 423-347-8478 anytime.
And he'll answer any questions you have about it. Would advise to call quick, though, because I don't think this will be on the market long.
Very quick.
It does have a 6-speed automatic, got a nice manual shift mode I was just playing with, waiting before I started driving. So that's kind of cool. Got a good cold air up front, great sound system. I mean, it's should be a Bluetooth, yep. So pretty neat. Anyway, see if we can get out of this traffic here. And I know 185 horsepower don't sound like a lot, but that 350 pound-feet of torque is huge for this size RV. So this is not really that much bigger at all than, say, a full-size van. And it's got great visibility. I love the windshield. The side windows, you have very little blind spots. You've got the nice mirrors in it. These things have definitely come a long way. And we may be here for a little bit. Well, guys, maybe we can get out of here. I tell you, this road gets busier and busier every single day. Maybe this truck will let us out here.
And always give them the thank you wave.
Great pickup. Okay, I gotta say something about the car in front of us. He's got it's a Volvo with a window unit AC on his roof. Now that is Southern engineering at its finest, right there.
Hey, whatever works,
What
man.
are the odds of seeing that, guys? Yeah, that's what I love about RVs. You never know what you're going to see from one day to the next. Even just going on a quick test drive, you see crazy stuff. So anyway, going up this hill, I mean, I'm already at 55 miles an hour. Torque feels great. That 6-speed automatic's nice and smooth.
Quiet.
I mean, yeah, no engine noise up here hardly. I mean, honestly, driving this thing, I can't tell any more engine noise from the diesel for the gas. And man, the thing just agile too. It's just curves good and turns good. I mean, this is a neat little motorhome, especially if you're used to driving the big boys. To me, this is about like driving a car or an SUV, I guess, or van. We'll get on the interstate here. Let's see what it'll do. Don't really have a lot of squeaks and rattles either. Man, it hits that turn good. I mean, we're already at 50 miles an hour. We're already at 60. I mean, we're on the interstate now at 65 miles an hour. How quiet and smooth it is, which is the speed limit, by the way. Let's see here. Cruise control. Set. Oh yeah, that cruise works great. Man, you can just lay back and chill. This is an easy one-handed driver. Man, I'm telling you, these Ford Transits, man, I mean, I love them. I think I like these better than the Sprinter chassis. Just the way they drive, they handle, the way they feel, they're good and solid. I like the way the controls are laid out better. I'm not saying the Sprinter's a bad chassis. It's definitely a more expensive chassis, but I can see why so many people like these Transits. Power does feel good. Got a line over here at the exit. Brakes feel great too, by the way. Oh, there's a lot of people traveling today. But guys, you know, and it is what it is. I mean, it's great mileage. The power, I mean, you're going to run off and leave the big boys and the Class C's and stuff like that. So from a dead stop. And anyway, if it's something you think you like, give Shane a call or a text. Shane, what's your number?
423-347-8478 anytime.
Feel free to smash me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share on social media. The more interaction you give my channel, the more it supports it. But thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for some more, and look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.